Welcome to World Surf Weekly. Today we go deeper behind the decision to postpone the start of the 2020 CT season with WSL CEO Eric Logan joining us. Plus, we have a very special guest on the show. 2019 WSL CT champion Italo Ferreira drops in to talk about his epic victory at the Billabong Pipe Masters and what the world champ has been doing in his offseason. Plus, we get insider info on world champ Carissa Moore's big decision to step away from the championship tour. Buckle up, surf fans. It's going to be a big show. Welcome to the show. I'm Chris Cote, joined by Erica Hosseini, and we're breaking new ground today. This is the very first ever episode of World Surf Weekly.
That's right, Chris. It is the very first episode of World Surf Weekly, and we will be covering the very best in all things surf every week from all around the world. So kick it off for us.
All right, well, this week we expected to be kicking off the 2020 Championship Tour season, but since the events have been postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we're going to be talking to WSL CEO Eric Logan and discussing what the future will be holding. But before we get there, let's take a look at what some of our surfers have been doing in reaction to COVID-19.
Today's been an epic day, just gotta say. Hope all of you are being smart, safe, healthy.
Respectfully, I think WSL made a really good decision. What's happening is no joke.
Gonna try to stay in shape. I've got my gym outside right here, and I'm gonna focus on my yoga routine or something like that. And yeah, try to don't eat too much cake.
Well, we're now joined by WSL CEO Eric Logan, who made the announcement earlier this week that there will be no events throughout May. So how did you come to the conclusion to postpone everything up until that point?
Well, it was, on one hand, it's very, as a fan, it was a heartbreaking decision to have to make. You know, we want to see our athletes in the ocean surfing. But on the other hand, it was very clear that the situation that we're still facing even today is not safe. We have, and most people may not know this, I think you do, that, when you look at our total membership, we've got, over 2,500 surfers at all levels representing 83 countries. So very certainly you're going to have international travel be a part of any event we do, and that really goes all the way down to the QS regional level, all the way up to the CT. So we just felt that in the best interest of the safety of the surfers, first and foremost, that we postpone till we get some more visibility in terms of where we are as a tour, and also to remove sort of like when we're starting, when we're not starting, so that they can just focus on getting to a place, get with their families, take care of themselves and take care of their personal business without wanting to know when's the next event. So that's the reason why we chose end of May.
Right, and how have the surfers been reacting to this big news?
Well, look, I think in a very similar way, I think we all are as fans. We get it. We understand it, but they want to surf. I've had a number of them reach out to me, and you can imagine from defending world champion Italo Ferreira, as you guys know, just here. And my mind also drifts a little bit to our rookie class on the CT Tour, and it's like, they work all this, they qualify at the Triple Crown, they're ready, they train, and now they have to wait. So I understand it, I get it. They've been tremendously supportive. They understand themselves. They're focusing on their families. And I've gotten a lot of reaction from all of our surfers where how appreciative they are about us just putting a date far enough out that they can plan their lives.
Now, obviously, a lot of unknowns out there, as we all know, but in your opinion, what do you think we're going to be looking at in terms of the entirety of the 2020 season moving forward?
Well, what's really great about things like this, as awful as this is that this global pandemic is forcing us to become much more creative. Thinking about, okay, when it's safe to travel, when it's safe to get back up, what could a brand new reimagined tour look like? We don't have any really clarity of what that is yet, but the discussions are going, and I think it's really going to really get down to when do we think it's safe for us to get the tour back up, where are we in the calendar, and what do we need to do?
Right, and so what's been your impression so far just of the surf industry, as a whole, handling this global crisis?
Yeah, it's, I think it's caught not just us. I mean, I think this goes for everything. Every sports league, every business, every small business across the globe is impacted by this, up and down. I would think from an industry perspective, when we think about our endemic partners and our endemic brands, they're feeling it as well. How can we use our platform, worldsurfleague.com, and our app? How can we tell the stories and try to bring a community together? So leaning in with them, partnering with them to figure out how we can do that more as a community, I think is going to be a real galvanizing thing for us.
Eric, let's take a time machine. Let's go ahead 10 years. Now let's look back at 2020. How do you think we're going to be looking at this season that far forward?
Well, I think the season will go down in the history books as a very unique moment. And I think that question's one that we talk a lot about, that, history is going to look back at this and think about how did we perform in this moment. But I think being very thoughtful about the safety and security of our athletes, our partners, our employees, will be the referendum on this time period for us as an organization.
Well, you've got a tough job, but thank you for all your support of professional surfing as we know it. Thank you to Eric Logan for joining us here on World Surf Weekly. Coming up after the break, world champion Italo Ferreira joins us on the show. Welcome back to World Surf Weekly. I'm Chris Cote with Erica Hosseini. And Erica, since this is our first show, why not get the biggest, best guest possible? What comes to your mind when I say the words Italo Ferreira?
Well, besides the fun-loving ball of energy that he is, I just can't get past the epic final heat in the 2019 Billabong Pipe Masters. It just doesn't get any better than a world title being decided in the final heat of the last contest of the year. And the fact that it was the first time ever that it's been done in a man-on-man heat, just made it that much better.
An incredible heat. And here's a refresher for all of you to remind you just how amazing this moment was. The Pipe Masters with Italo Ferreira.
Welcome to Pipeline to kick off the Billabong Pipe Masters. World number one has just hit the lineup trying to achieve his first world title of his career.
If I can control my mind, I can do anything.
Italo on fire Ferreira.
World number one going up against world number two for a world title showdown.
Oh, yeah.
Here at the final.
He wants a world title now. Your Billabong Pipe Master champion and new world champion, Italo Ferreira.
And now we want to welcome CT World Champion Italo Ferreira to the show. What's up, Italo? Well, obviously, there are some things we'd rather be talking about, like the excitement of the opening event and looking forward to the 2020 Championship Tour season. But with the global response to COVID-19, we got to switch gears. Of course, it's about keeping fans and surfers safe, containing the virus, and that means postponing the 2020 Championship Tour. It's wild news, but what's your first response when you heard the news that the CT season has been postponed, and where do we go from here?
Yeah. Hi, Chris. So I was so excited to start the year, but when I heard all the news, I was like so sad about it. But I know it's like a danger for everyone, especially for the athletes and the fans and all the crew from WSL. And then, yeah, in the last couple of months, I trained a lot, and then I put hard work on that. But yeah, that happens. So I hope everyone be safe and, yeah, pray for the rest of the world.
Well, now let's talk about some good news. Let's go back to the Billabong Pipe Masters. You've just won your first world title. You get on the plane, you go home to Brazil, you come out into the airport. What's the feeling like when you land at home in Brazil? Knowing your life has changed, knowing that the fans are waiting for your arrival.
Look at me. Yeah, that was crazy because there was a lot of emotion and there were a lot of people from everywhere, especially my family and friends. And when I saw all the people, I was like, wow, this is so special for me because the airport was full. And then we went to the car And then I saw like a lot of calm behind me. I was like so happy in that moment. And then I saw my dad crying, and I remember all my history on the past, you know, because that was one of the best moments, not only for me, but my family and friends, and that was really, really special.
And so for 2019, now going into 2020, we had a wild start, obviously, to the start of the season. And we also have the 2020 Olympics coming into play this summer. How do you stay focused? What's your routine? And how do you factor all that in?
The schedule was busy right now, but it's good. The Olympic game is one of my goals this year. And then defend the world title too. I think that will be like a big challenge for me. But that's why I start to train in January and not in February anymore.
I'm seeing a similar attitude, the smile, the happiness, the joy that you bring. But I've also seen a physical change in Italo. I'll just say it. You're ripped. So does your training intensify at the end of 2019, or have you really started to turn it on looking towards 2020?
Yeah, I think I has been dedicating more in my body, like right now. And because we travel for like 2 or 3 months, like all the time, and I don't think we have like time to training, you know, so that's why I dedicated myself in the last couple months to get like stronger and better. And then after that, I can surf for like a month and no injury or something like that.
You're defending champion, okay? You've been on the other side of things. You've been chasing Gabriel, John, Felipe. You know what it's like to be in that kind of attack mode. But now you're the one that's going to be chased. You're the guy with the target on your back. Do you change your approach going in as a defending world champion, or do things just stay how they were in 2019?
Yeah, I think, yeah, for sure they change. And everyone's tried to beat me in that moment, but I think if I can control my mind, I think I can control anything. So I think the problem right now could be or can be my mind, not the other guys.
And what's been the best part of the off-season for you? I know you've been at home with family, friends. Tell me about the best part of just being able to focus on yourself and the celebration.
Wow, the best part. I think the best part and the best moment was when I got the trophy and put on the table. Yeah, together with the other ones. Yeah, I think that was the best moment. Yeah, and then I go back to the other house with the trophy to show my grandmother, but she was not there, and I was like put the trophy and she bed on the bed, and then pray, you know, and yeah, moments.
It's the little moments like that. Italo, you're gonna remember that for the rest of your life. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Can't wait to watch you defend your title in 2020.
Yes, very exciting stuff. And still to come, a major shakeup on the women's CT. We got some inside looks at why the defending champ is gonna step away from the tour. So don't go anywhere.
Especialmente uma gramada é uma rancanha.
Potiguar, filho de pescador, ganhou o mundo na última quinta-feira.
O campeão, ele tem que ser humilde.
Do you like that? Well, if so, subscribe over there and then watch more videos over there. And then tell us your favorite videos down there. It's a 3-step process. Do them all now.